Welcome again to my random tips. I'd like to begin today with a breakdown of one of my rounds on the new consulate, where I'll show you how you can play against Jackal. As you can see, I play as Valkyrie. I set up some cameras on site, and after that I start roaming. I go down to Visa, where I can try to surprise attackers as it's a common entry. I check my cameras to find out if any attacker is directly pushing the site, but I see nothing happening. As I hear nothing around Visa, I'm moving away to seek some action. As I'm in lounge, I get pinged by Jackal. This is the moment when I start to think where he might be. The more pings there are, the more recent my footprints were when he was scanning them. Footprints up to 15 seconds give 5 pings, up to 30 seconds give 4 pings, up to 1 minute give 3 pings, and up to 1 minute and a half give only 2 pings. I can see I got only 3 pings. The first one happens immediately, and now I can see there are 2 remaining ones. So Jackal can be quite far. I decided to rethink my entire path from the beginning. I know I was in the areas I deployed my cameras. Therefore, I'm checking the footage from my cameras if there's enemy or action happening around there. I see nothing, so I think, where was I next? Let's rewind that. I was in Visa and Tellers, so that's where Jackal must be. I let the pings go away in lounge, and after that I quickly relocate to another area away from Jackal. I know he was in Visa, but now he doesn't know my position, so I try to push back again into that area from another angle. Unfortunately, I'm surprised by Sledge, and I'm lucky enough he didn't kill me. But look, I got pinged by Jackal again. It's good to know that whenever Jackal pings you, all your footsteps up until that point disappear. In this example, the last time he pinged me, it was when I was in lounge, so if he's scanning me right now, he must have scanned my footprints on my way from lounge. On top of that, I can see he has now 5 pings on me, an immediate one and 4 additional. So he has scanned my very recent footprints. He must be fairly close. That gives me a very good hint where he is. So I go back on the path I took as I'm running away from Sledge. I go back to the piano, and now I expect Jackal to come from the exposition doorway. I prepare my sights for a quick reaction, and who would have guessed? Unaware Jackal peeks out the doorway and is easily eliminated. The lesson here is you should not be afraid of Jackal pinging you. Because of the huge delay between pings, it's the least reliable source of information. That's why it's the easiest one to use as well. On top of that, you as the defender can read some information from it too. This gives you an opportunity to outplay Jackal player, and that is very satisfying. On the new consulate, you can easily get rid of the electricity of the garage wall from above. You can enter the closet window, which is fairly close to your target position, and just shoot out the floor and see the bandit batteries. I don't show it here, but notice that the floor above the piano is soft as well, so you can go even higher and shoot the electricity through 2 floors. IQ will make it so much easier. Right now, I'm in a situation where attackers successfully pull off a plant in Tellers. This Amaro player has no idea what cover your teammate means, and that allows me to start a retake. I barely managed to down Zofia, who planted the diffuser, but there's still one opponent left, and it would be nice to find out where he is. As I'm going to the diffuser, I'm lucky enough to see the glimpse of the remaining opponent. And this is the key part, the part where I want to inspire you with my patience. Remember when I said always regard the timer when making decisions? This is my timer now. Looks a bit different, but still matters. I have plenty of time. The enemy I saw is stuck in the corner. If he moves, he ends up in my crosshair. But I cannot wait. Now the time works against us, so I need to take action. But if I peek at the enemy by myself, there's a high chance I'm gonna die. I spotted Mozzie on the other side of the wall. Unfortunately, I did not have my mic plugged in, so I started yellow pinging. I see Mozzie is reacting and he's willing to help me to execute my plan. As Mozzie peeks to fight with Jackal, I try to peek at the same time to give Jackal no chances. I was a bit late due to my not so good positioning, but worked out well anyway, and I still had plenty of time for the defuse. As you can imagine, it's impossible to fight two enemies from different angles at the same time. It's just physically impossible, so why not take advantage of it? Notice that I managed to pull that off with a random teammate and no communication. Imagine how efficient it is when you're playing with a friend on the voice chat. Did you know that when you're defending the garage side on the new consulate, you can open the upper parts of the garage wall and then go to piano above and open the floor? Now you can get a tight angle from there towards the outside area right outside the garage. I can't say enough how much I like punch holes. Why would I peek at a certain entrance from a position I'm visible from, when I can peek from a position I'm not visible from? Okay, fine, it's not necessarily invisible. When an attacker drones it out, they can easily pre-fire this mark on the wall without even checking if you're behind it. So, to increase your chances, try to use the punch hole from a long distance. That makes it so much harder for attackers to spot it or drone it out. The example on the consulate's garage is decent, but my favorite example of that is on Canal, where you can peek at the end of the sky bridge from the green hallway. On the new consulate, try opening parts of the floor in reception and manager's office. From the manager's office you can easily see into Visa or the bottom of the Visa stairs. People often enter Visa no matter what the site is, so the kill is practically guaranteed. Going back to reception, you can acquire a very strong angle onto the bottom of the spiral stairs. Those openings practically make it impossible for attackers to push up those two staircases when you're defending the top floor side. This is also useful for the roamer when defending the tellers and server side. The new secondary gadget, the observation blocker, seems interesting and it has some potential of being really useful. I don't have any amazing spots for you yet, but I can recommend placing it in a way it can't be easily shot, like behind obstacles, half walls, and so on. Don't place it like my opponent on Oregon. Sure, it blocks a very important area, but it can be easily shot from trophy, main breach, or even probably the game's window. Apart from all of it, I want you not to get discouraged with this gadget, because notice that you're not given any feedback during the round. You don't get any points for drones being deceived, so you never know if the gadget significantly helped you winning the round or not. In my honest opinion, it can have a huge impact if used correctly. Have you already encountered Fenrir on the enemy team? I do quite a lot. Fenrir seems to be a popular pick right now, but many Fenrir players keep their gadgets open most of the time. Therefore, I like playing Twitch in such rounds. I think Twitch is the easiest and the most effective counter to Fenrir. You just drone around the site like usual, you spot the traps and simply remove them. Remember, every open trap destroyed is one less activation code for Fenrir, so even though he has 5 traps, if you destroy 3 of them, the 2 remaining ones are useless, practically non-existent. And now, I plant the diffuser, as always of course. I'm in a 2v2 situation, and what do you think I should do? Should I run away to a safer position? I'd like to, but it's not the best thing to do in that circumstance. My teammate is outside the master doorway and he can see the diffuser through the breach. Since he's covering it from a safe position, I don't really need to take risk of repositioning. My sole purpose now is to waste the defender's time. I don't know the exact position of the enemies, so if I risk moving away from this cover, I will probably die to some line of sight defenders are holding. The longer I stay alive, the more problems I give defenders in the post-plant situation. If I died right away, it would be much easier for them to play 2v1 with plenty of time. And as you can see, because of my behavior, one enemy had no idea who to fight with, and the other one was very hesitant about his actions, and we ended up winning the round pretty easily.
Thank you. Nice. Good calls, good calls.
By the way, dude, this angle is insane. Why have I never used it? And that is all for today's tips. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be thankful for any feedback of yours. Bye!